today is somewhat of a special episode, and well, we're here at a sustainable farm in New York, which is soon to become, a farmstead under state incentives, and is considered a conservation project for many reasons, which we will discuss later. And we're here today with its owner, John. And he will tell us about how he got this idea and how it developed, what it became now. Why is it sustainable? So, first question for you. It's a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you.
How did you come up with this idea? And how did you develop it into this over time?
Well, my partner and I were looking for property, large properties for quite a long time, probably since the early 2000s. And we originally started looking much farther north because we didn't think we could find such a large piece so close to Manhattan where we both work. And I guess in 2008 we finally found this place, which is only 80 miles from Manhattan, and so it's an easy commute. And we bought it, and it was completely just vacant land. It had been a farm maybe 300 years ago, so there was a lot of stone fences throughout, but otherwise it was totally an overgrown forest. So that's where we started. We had to park on the highway and walk in, and it was very difficult because it was so thick and overgrown.
So was it just forest, basically?
Just all forest.
Yeah. And where did you start with this? Did you start to clear land? How did it work?
We started by building a shed up by what you saw by the road.
We'll go to the shed in a minute and talk about that separately.
Then we began clearing land, a little bit at a time, and picked a site to build this house. And here you see.
How many
years? It was all finished maybe in 2012. And since then we've cleared this 7-acre field there. Built a barn. As I earlier mentioned, the shed came first. Now just recently we've acquired sheep, chickens, and ducks.
So let's go over to these animals and see what they're about. What's so special about them?
Sure.
So these are the animals. And what is so special about them? How are they different from just the regular ducks?
Well, every animal and duck and chicken breed we chose are all conservancy breeds, so they're rare, they need to be conserved. The ducks and chickens are what you call heritage breeds, so they're very old. Look right here to your right, you see our rooster, Hugo. These are Lyonnaise chickens from Lyon, France.
And, well, how long have you had them?
About a year now. The chickens, we got started with a dozen little live chicks in the mill. Since that time, we've hatched 2. Right there around somewhere, which was...
And, well, there's a little duck house, right?
There's our duck house, right? The ducks are Dutch hookbill, another heritage breed from Holland.
And what do you plan to get out of these animals, the chickens and ducks?
Our goal is to increase their numbers, obviously, and hope that other people do the same. So we've already sold fertilized duck eggs this spring, and we've hatched our first bunch right there.
And the chicken coop, right? And
these were all hatched just about a month ago.
I see. Wow.
From our original group, which we got started by getting a dozen eggs in the mail, which we then incubated. Yeah.
And now, except the chickens and the ducks, there's also larger animals, right? Which will help you eventually become a farmstead.
That's correct.
So let's go now see the sheep and the barn. So we're in the barn right now, and we see the sheep and one ram, and there's a few baby rams recently born, right?
Yep. We started with 3 ewes and 1 ram last September. We got them up in Maine from a breeder. These are Soya, is the breed. They're from an island actually called Soya, which means island of sheep, right off Scotland. They're very ancient. They were around in Roman times. They're a wild feral breed, which means they're very independent and disease resistant. They take hardly any human interaction at all.
They're very shy.
They're very, very shy and skittish. The little one there you see was just born 2 weeks ago. Right there. This is the mother. It's running right there. And the one that just ran up to it he's like a month and a half old. And behind you, this is the latest baby ram just born maybe 24 hours ago.
Well, but as I understand, to be a farmstead, you have to have 10 large animals, right? So right now you have 7, counting the newborn. So
Right.
you need 3 more. But you have plans for other animals, don't you, as well?
We do. We're going to go next try Kuni pigs, which is a small breed of pig, and also kind of rare and different.
I see. Well, so what really incentives does the New York State provide in terms of being a farmstead?
Well, there's you get a little tax break on your property tax, and your equipment and feed are all tax free, and I think that's about it.
Sure. What about conservation projects in general, or is there anything that you can that incentives provided?
Not really. It's more of a personal thing that it's good for us. It's good for the world. It keeps their breed going, and so that's what marks success for us.
I see. Well, except being sustainable as a conservation project with animals, there's also other ways you have explored sustainability, through renewable energy, through your heating system, even I think the water, I heard. So let's go check that out.
Sure.
What's going on right now is that we're going to see the solar panels. Apparently this farm is also solarized. And in their work shed, they have a whole a whole system of solar panels on the roof. And we're about to go and see that. And a real farm, mini tractor. Hauling tools, hauling hay, hauling everything. So basically like a transporter.
Yep.
For material.
Moving our chicken house.
So can it actually doesn't have enough power to hold the whole chicken house?
Absolutely.
Wow.
positioned in the most up pole.
I see. And what do you use this shed for now? Okay, basically storage. Now we're about to come up on the solar panel array, and we'll see what that's all about. Okay. So tell us a bit about this big array behind us. What was your idea to get it? How early did you decide you want to go solar? And when did you actually realize that idea?
Well, the idea from the beginning was to be self-sustained. So that means we want our own power, our own water, our own, to be independent of all external needs. So, we have chicken eggs, we have duck eggs now, we have meat if we wanted it. And now, last year we got solar, which produces nearly 60% of our power. Our goal is to now put up a solar field right to the left.
Where?
To make up the difference. Right back here. So,
Okay.
just on the ground. Ground mounted system.
Yeah. I see. And will you, angle it towards the...
It will be professionally, of course.
And do you know if New York State provides any incentives for the solar
They
system?
do. They now, I think it's down to 25%. It used to be a 50% tax write-off.
Wow.
But the last 2 years it's been slowly decreasing.
Do you think it's because more people are getting solar? Or
Probably. I mean, well, it's a fact. Certainly, a lot of people are getting solar all the time.
Okay.
And they're getting more efficient all the time. These panels are making 450 kilowatts.
Wow. Yeah. These are impressive panels. What percentage of your whole farm's energy do these solar panels provide?
60%.
Wow, that's impressive. And you want to make it 100%.
Over 100.
And how does efficiency compare in the winter, in the summertime, or does it?
It gets averaged out over the
Okay,
year.
I see. So basically, and well, if this roof, just this side of the roof alone, can fill up, 60% of your energy, do you plan to build enough, to give back to the grid, or are you even connected to the grid?
We are connected to the grid now. Once, we'll always be connected because any excess would be sold back. And I guess at night, since you don't have a battery system, you're using power from the grid. And during the day, you're usually giving some back. If you wanted a standalone system, you would have to have your own batteries, so you have power at night.
Yeah.
And that's a big environmental issue with getting rid of used batteries. So we're not sure we want to go that way quite yet until there's more efficient batteries and it's not such a big pollution issue.
So how does the installation process look like for you, at least? What steps did you go through?
This installation process was very quick and easy. These were last year. There was the highest rated and highest energy producing panels. Each one has their own. They have their own built-in converters, whereas a standard panel you have a whole separate converters.
Yeah.
Standing next to the building. These are all integrated, so there is no big
microinverter.
yeah, they're all. So each panel stands on its own, and you can do nothing else.
How long did it take, more or less? Just to pass
2 days.
regulations. Okay, so very quick.
Very quick. Yeah.
I see. Well, that solar is great, but you'd be surprised. This house has much more than solar. There's geothermal. There's a special water system. So we'll go check that out right now, and we'll be right back with you. fortunate enough to be given a tour as well of all the sustainable utility system this house has. And we're going to start with water. So what's so special about the water system in this house?
Well, it's just we have a well that we drilled a well, so we're independent of any city water, so we have multiple filters that it goes through. It ends up in the 300-gallon holding tank, and goes through more filters, ultraviolet light to kill any little single-cell organisms, and that's about it.
And it's very safe water right from the ground, right?
Yep. So this takes out most of the sulfur smell. This hydroxide solution takes care of that as well.
Wow, very impressive. And you get basically potable water that you can have in your house.
Yeah. You can fill up.
Well, now let's go check out the heating and cooling system, because that's even more exciting. Okay, so this is the heating and cooling system, right? And it's not your traditional, central AC unit, right?
No, it's a geothermal system and forced AC. So what you see here are the geothermal units, and there's 7 wells that fan out from the house. That bring in the Earth's core temperature, which is generally around 68 degrees. So you either are adding to or taking away to heat and cool your house.
And
there's more than 4 miles of this tubing in the floor. So it's radiating heat and cooling. So it's circulating through all the floors.
And how much power would you say it saves more or less, as if this house was just the regular heating and cooling system versus the geothermal way?
Well, it's much less pollution and it's much more efficient.
I see.
By far. So you might spend more on installation, but in the long run you'll save.
What a wholesome way of life. So at this stage, of the interview, we're gonna say if you were to recommend, one tip, to owners of likewise properties, farms, wineries, etc. Similar initiatives. What is the way to stay to stay sustainable in New York? Under your what would you recommend?
Plan well. Look around and see what other people have done, for sure. It's a big learning curve. I wish I could do it again, just to get it right. Don't overbuild. Hope for the best.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. It was a great interview. And remember to stay sustainable.
Thank you. You're very welcome.